right, welcome to Sports Talk. I got Coach O'Neill in the house. Rodney and I talk all the time, and getting him here today was really about Arella Guirantes. Arella, welcome, Suffolk Sports Hall of Fame, 2026 inductee. I would say it like I don't know you, but I know you. I was blessed to have Arella as one of my student athletes at Bellport. I was the athletic director there when she was lighting up New York State with her three-point show and really leading Bellport all over the court. She took her talents from Bellport High School to the IMG Academy. She was an outstanding player at IMG, just upping her game a little bit more. Then she went to Texas Tech, over to Rutgers with the transfers that we have now, had a great career at Rutgers, and then drafted into the WNBA. She's played in the WNBA. She's played overseas all over the world, and she's an Olympian. So you talk about somebody who belongs in the Suffolk Sports Hall of Fame, Arella Guirantes.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. I love having you.
Appreciate you.
I would love for you to tell our audience, and hopefully we get a big one, but I want you to tell our audience your story, how you got started in basketball. Start me out the first time it was in your hands and take me on that journey.
Well, I was just around it 24/7. My dad was a coach. My mom was coaching for Bellport Middle School. My dad, he was the coach for the guys' high school team. And, you know, I was just around it. It was natural for me to pick it up. I watched my sister play. So, yeah, and my competitive spirit, I just wanted to be better than all of them combined. And I was just like, teach me. So,
and
yeah.
They taught you.
Yeah.
I mean, they taught you
Not
well.
at first, though. My dad, he was very hesitant. My mom was the one, and Powell, actually, Robert Powell, he was the one. They took me under their wing, and they brought me to CYO. That's where I originally first started.
Okay.
And my dad was like, nah, I don't want her to. He didn't want to throw his competitive edge at it yet. So it was my mom and Powell first with me. And then my dad, when he seen I was serious, then he was like, okay, I'll take her.
So, okay. Yeah. When I was involved with your career, your dad was very involved.
Yeah.
but he was hands off when you were younger.
Yeah.
And he let your mom take control a little bit. And Coach Rob Powell, shout out to Coach Powell out there. He works with a lot of Bellport boys and girls in the sport of basketball and really just helping them have better lives. So shout out to Rob.
Powell's the GOAT.
So they started your journey.
Yeah.
Okay. So take me on that. You're CYO. Mm-hmm. And you get to, I guess, I don't know, was it sixth grade? And we could ask Coach O'Neill at some point, but was it sixth grade where they knew this girl's going to be coming up to the varsity right in middle school?
Well, I actually played with in fifth grade. I played with the summer league one year when you used to play at Patchogue. And that was like kind of like my first encounter with playing with the varsity girls. But I think, yeah, that was like my little taste being with them. And like, that's when I knew like, yeah, I wanted to try and make a run to play for varsity. Yeah, but I was like really scrawny and like skinny and like not really the most athletic at the time.
Really?
No. Like I was athletic, but I wasn't like no freak of nature or anything.
The girl that's not that athletic. She played volleyball only during volleyball season. She was the best volleyball player on the team by far. In fact, when she decided just to focus on basketball her senior year, the coach had a hemorrhage. He's like, she's all county player. She's the best player we have. And I'm like, well, she's the best athlete in the school. So every coach wants her. But so in, I guess, fifth grade, you're starting to hoop it up against some of these bigger, stronger girls. And did you have an epiphany? Like, I'm good enough? Or were you still like, I'm scrawny, I have to get a lot better? How'd you feel about that?
Oh, no. I didn't really care about my athleticism. Like, my confidence was through the roof.
Fair enough.
They had to take it down a notch. Like, I thought I could beat anybody. But that's also, like, just going up with my upbringing. Like, it wasn't just, I wasn't playing against girls. So it's like when I seen girls, it didn't matter, like, my strength or who was bigger or who thought they were better. I thought I was better than you because I was playing against guys. I was playing against older guys. Like, I was in the Boys and Girls Club from after school to 12 a.m. every night with my dad and a bunch of older guys who were still in shape, like, and they're beating me up, and I'm just taking the hits, and I'm not going away. So it's just like, I just was really resilient. I didn't really have any like
Wow.
doubts about it.
I'm jumping down in my questions, but one of the things I wanted to ask you about, because having that confidence is incredible. And is that something you think kids can be taught? Is it something that's learned, or do you feel like that was in you from day one? You were that competitor and you believed in yourself, or was that instilled by your parents? Where do you think that came from?
A little mixture of both, I think. Like, I think it stemmed from my faith. It stemmed from, like, as I get older, I realize, like, nothing's by accident. Like, even my name, from birth, like, them just naming me Arella and knowing the meaning of my name, it means
Which is?
Angel Messenger of God. So,
Ooh.
like, I was very just in tune with my faith from a young age, and I was just like, I would scream out scriptures. Like, if they told me, like, I remember my dad said I was like 2 years old and he was trying to teach me how to ride a bike, and I was just stubborn and I wouldn't listen to him. So he went in the house, and next thing you know, he's like, "You're just gonna hurt yourself." And then like 2 hours later, he comes down outside and he sees me riding down the block, and I taught myself, and I'm just like, he's like, "This girl."
Fantastic.
And I quoted out the scripture. I was like, "I could do all things through Christ," and he was just like, "Yep. I created a monster." Like,
Yeah. that is incredible. And just to have, one, to have that kind of faith and belief in yourself and believe that God's part of that picture.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, but part of that journey, it's nice knowing. I remember when I was wrestling in college, I had a buddy of mine who we wrestled in high school and college together, and he was an atheist, and which fine. You believe what you want to believe. And he said to me, he goes, "Why do you believe so strongly?
Yeah.
Why do you believe there's a God?" And I said, "It's because it's lonely out on that wrestling mat. I always have somebody in my corner." I said, "You don't." I said, "So I'm going to believe as much as I can." And that really carried me through some tough days.
Yeah. I've seen it actually the way I see my faith work through my life, there's no convincing me otherwise. So
There you go.
You know, people can say what they want. Like you said, believe what they want. But I know, like, the confidence I have in my faith is, like, it's literally the foundation to where I'm at now. And I think, you know, I haven't done too bad for myself.
No, you've done quite well. Tell me, let's talk about that journey a little bit, because I had you in high school, so I saw, like I said, all the magic that happened at Bellport. I was proud to be a part of it. I was lucky, really, to step into that role at that time. But I wasn't at Texas Tech. I wasn't at Rutgers. Tell me about your college experiences. You know, how was Texas? Far from home? Did you enjoy your time there? Then Rutgers, I know I looked at your stats every year, kept getting better and better. Like, you know, tell me about that journey a little bit.
Well, it kind of all started at IMG because, like, I had all the same offers going into IMG, but I just didn't really know anything about the college experience. Like, yeah, I had great mentors, but none of them did what I did. So it's
sure. It was a new path for everybody.
Exactly. So it's like we're kind of like laying the blueprint. Yeah, you had Molly, you had all those great girls who came.
That would be
from
Molly
Bellport.
Brothers.
Yes. And, you know, we had all those, but I didn't have really any blueprint to follow. You know, I didn't have connections with Bria Hartley, like I knew about her. So it's like there's nobody I can really talk to, lean on in that process. So I decided to go to IMG, where it was just like, that's like the sports school of America.
Well, that's where you network.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So that's where you build those relationships and you can find out that pathway.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you have people who've done it.
Just a question. What is IMG for those of us that don't know?
It's literally just IMG Academy. Is no meaning in the abbreviation.
Where is it?
The IMG Academy.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
It's a sports school. It started off where Serena Williams
tennis.
Started a tennis school for Serena and Venus Williams. Then it turned into a whole entire sports academy. Is very like prominent for like football. Very like football in Florida is crazy. So it's a huge football school, huge tennis school.
It's
lot
in
of
Florida?
pros. Yes, Bradenton.
It's in Bradenton, Florida, on the West Coast, not far from where your son is. Little bit
Like
south,
Sarasota.
right?
Yeah.
And
We were sitting here and neither one of us knew. We're like, I bet
Yeah.
people listening want to know what that
sure,
is. I
yeah,
didn't
the
know.
IMG Academy. Let me put it to you this way: Emmett Smith's son went to the IMG Academy. Their offensive line outweighed the Atlanta Falcons' offensive line.
Yeah.
And it's Liam actually. Liam won a national championship in lacrosse when he was about 12, and they won it at the IMG Academy.
Wow.
And then they won a free week at IMG the next summer. When he was there, he met a student athlete from Asia.
Yeah.
He was the number
Come from all
5
world.
tennis player in the world
Yep.
for his age group. That's IMG Academy.
It's a school that breeds athletics.
Yeah.
Like lives, eats, like it might be better than some college programs, to be honest. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Schedule wise,
Now, how
producing
old were
wise.
you when you went there?
I was 16, turning 17.
Now, is there an academic program also there?
Or 17.
Yeah.
Yes. So I actually, since I already had graduated, I took college credit. So I was a student at USF when I was there. So they would have a professor from USF come in. And yeah, we got college credits from USF there. But yeah, it's academic too.
How many students are there?
Now,
I don't even know. I mean, there's a full football team, there's lacrosse teams, there's basketball teams, there's tennis players, tons of them. I mean, there's a lot.
track athletes.
A
A lot of Olympians have come out of there.
All right, thanks. I just knew other people were listening.
Sure.
Were wondering that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went to IMG and that's where I kind of learned from people who have done it before. Coaches, my coach there, Shell Daly, she was a WNBA player. She was former Texas Longhorns. So yeah, she was part of the Big 12, and then she literally had the gyms packed with college coaches. And then while I was there, I was actually playing against JUCO teams when I was there.
Right.
So I did that so I can get a feel of college before college, and then also being away from home. You guys know how close knit me and my family
Absolutely.
are. And just the Bellport community was, I was like their little baby. So it was just, yeah.
We
I
all
had
huddled
to
around the
get away.
TV watching the draft. It's all about Arella, which it should have been.
Yeah. And then I went to Texas Tech. I kind of went there. My decision there was because I got a close relationship with the point guard there, Versailles.
Okay.
She's actually married to De'Aaron Fox now, who's playing for the Spurs. But she was cold. Forget him. She was cold in college. And I remember he's nice, but yeah. She took me to the gym on my visit. It was like Rutgers, LSU, Texas Tech, Georgia Tech that I had like in my top 4.
How do you make that decision?
It was hard.
Oh, I can't imagine. And you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everybody's going to sell you. Everybody wants you,
Exactly.
but you don't know.
And all I knew was the gym.
Right.
So that's
right.
That's how you know, like, that factored into my entire first decision process. Every other visit was great. Like, I felt loved, all that stuff. They took me out. They, I had a blast. But Texas Tech, they took me to the gym and we played pickup. And that's when I was like, home. Like, that's where that familiarity came from. And I was just like, I'm going here. But then you're there, and experience is the best teacher. So it's just like, okay, Big 12, I can stay here 4 years.
Right.
But it doesn't really like cater to my style of play, more inside out, less guard heavy, more post dominant. And it's nice, but I can make a run, but I think,
You thought there was better opportunities elsewhere.
Exactly. And that's where I, made that decision to come to Rutgers. And then I loved it that it was on the East Coast. Texas Tech, I seen a tumbleweed. I didn't have a driver's license.
Well,
somebody stole my bike 3 times. Like,
if I'm mom and dad, like traveling to Texas, I'll do it a couple times.
They
I want to be
did,
there
too.
at every game, but it's going to be tough. But Rutgers?
Yeah.
I mean, now we're talking. Now I can be at every home game, most of the
And they
away
were.
games. Absolutely.
And they were. And
Those
there
days are
was-
gone like that. You can't miss them.
And, you know, they say I have almost the best traveling family in basketball. And I'm telling you, my dad was there, my mom was there, Powell was there, 5 in the morning sometimes.
Wow.
Passing me the ball night before the game, driving back, coming back for the game. Like, he's on the floor working me out before our games. Like, I don't even know if that's legal, but like, it was just like, I was able to get that family feel, but also be away, have my own space, be able to grow and find community elsewhere. So like Rutgers was like second home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we do Rutgers and then the draft.
Yeah.
And we end up at the LA Sparks.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about that.
Draft was weird because it was like COVID.
Yeah.
My last 2
that's
years
true.
were COVID.
That was a crazy time.
The world came to a stop. People weren't watching basketball like it was. Like, the world came to a stop. And then, draft night came. I didn't even have an agent draft day.
No agent.
No, like
Wow.
it was like starting from ground zero again. It was like that college process going into the professional process. And it was just like, okay, well, I conquered college. How do I start being a professional now? Like,
Yeah, everything's brand new again.
yeah, everything's brand new. It's like, I don't know who to trust with the agencies. I don't know how to move, operate.
Did you have people you could lean on, either from IMG or from Rutgers, people that had been there before?
I did, but it happened so fast.
Sure.
Like, it's not like you get that's what sucks with, the WNBA draft. It's like you play your last game and then you got 3 days to declare, and then you
Wow.
2 weeks into training camp, and it just happens so fast. There's no process where it's like the guys, they could get a couple months, like a couple weeks, like where they can feel everything out. You get draft workouts. You get to do all of that.
And
like,
they know the
girls,
competition they're against. They know who else is being drafted or
and they
looked
just throw
at.
you in the fire like that.
Yeah.
So for a person like me who kind of like processes things like very slow, moves at a slower pace, because like I'm cautious. I don't really know how to do this stuff, So, my draft process was really difficult for me. I'm not gonna lie.
But how did so you end up? But hey, process, right? But
Yeah.
you end up in the WNBA.
Yeah.
Now you're playing in the big leagues with all the big girls, and you're playing in LA. What was it like being out in LA?
It was crazy. I never had a bad day, man. I tell people this all the time. I never had a bad day in LA. Like, it was just good vibes. Like, the weather was great. Like, I enjoyed going. Like, I love basketball so much. Like, I could be in the gym all day. So I enjoyed doing what I do for work.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a job to me to get up and go and be the first in the gym, go hoop. Like, I would be playing one-on-ones with the coaches after and the practice players. So, like, I had a blast. Like, even though, like, with little opportunity on the court, like, I just made do with just having fun,
Yeah.
That was it.
And then tell me about Europe.
That's when you really have fun, because now you can hoop. Like, it's not just hooping in practice. Now I can put it to game, put it to test, and it's just like I can be free. Like, they bring you over to be you, and that's it.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's very, very different.
Yes.
Playing overseas than it is here. Tell us about it a little bit. Give me some of your experiences over there. It's something none of us have ever experienced.
Overseas, I would say, like, I've been in some hot areas. My first season was in Ukraine, right before the war.
Yeah, wow.
I escaped it too, but but Ukraine, it was like a starter league. That's where it's not as competitive, but like you can build stats and all that stuff, and it was great money because they have a lot of money in Ukraine. So I'm making
Good reason to go.
Yeah, I'm making a lot
you're
more
working.
than the average rookie is making overseas. And so I went over there. I'm probably averaging like 25 or something like that. And season ends short because of the war.
Okay.
You know, I get back and then I go play with my national team. I play with Puerto Rico.
And before you go, I mean, I know I'm going to go there,
Yeah.
but how was mom and dad when, like, did the war start or did you
No.
get back before there was any bad news?
So
I
we
can't
had
imagine
World
your
Cup
dad.
qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers, and that's in Washington D.C. So when you're playing with your national team, the whole basketball world has national breaks, so everyone stops playing.
Okay.
So everybody goes to their national team, whether you're playing for USA, Italy, whatever. The whole basketball world stops their play, and you all cater to your national team. So I'm in Washington D.C. We're playing against Russia, USA, Belgium, and it's us in a pool. And and we couldn't play against Russia in the USA because they were banned because they knew the war was about to break out. So we had to
Wow.
play against Russia in the Dominican Republic. So, and no one's going back overseas anymore. Well, to Ukraine, because they know in a couple of days something's gonna pop off.
Wow.
And my parents like, nah, but then I get a call. And my coach is like, hey, come out here, one game, one championship, $10,000. One game?
One game?
And then I can leave. All right, I'm out. I go
Really?
and play. They give me the money. I get to the airport. My flight that I booked the night before, can't get
Canceled?
on it. I'm like, oh, crap, I'm scared now. And then I had to buy a flight in cash in the airport. It's later on, so I had to sleep in the airport. I get out of there. The next day or two, they bombed the airport.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, Rel,
Yeah.
you might not have been here. I might have been interviewing O'Neal without you. That would have been terrible.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was my experience in Ukraine. But it was fun. Like, I got to... It was fun, but then you realize, like, little stuff that matters. So, like, we drove everywhere to every game. And you're just like, yo, this is crazy. Sometimes you're driving
like a
11
van?
hours. A big bus.
Big bus?
But still, you're like, oh, my gosh, 11 hours on bus is crazy. Next year, I go and play for a EuroLeague team. Now, that's like, basically, I would say that's the second best league in the world.
The European League?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, EuroLeague teams, yeah. You're playing across Europe. So now we're flying and you're playing against teams like, I'm in Hungary at the time. And that's one of my favorite experiences.
Hungary, yeah.
Yes, I love Hungary. Like, Budapest is the best city, like one of the greatest cities I've ever been to. Food-wise, culture-wise, so fun. Hungarian fans, amazing. I had unlimited access to the gym. That's rare in Europe. Like, I can get up at 2 a.m, go swipe my card, security guards in there, go to the gym, put up shots, shooting gun. Like, it's probably one of the best gyms in Europe. So, like, I was extremely blessed to play in Hungary. And then play again in the second best league in the world. So you're playing against all these WNBA players.
Sure,
We're all
sure.
meeting each other in Europe. And yeah, so.
And the
I had
Olympic world is over there, too.
Exactly.
So you're going to be around everybody.
Yeah, we all know each other. Basketball world's so small. Like, you're playing with one of your friends, and then you're playing against her the next day, and then you're playing again. Yeah, so it was super fun. Then that set me up for another EuroLeague team. I got to play in Italy. Amazing.
I was going to say, Italy. Everybody loves Italy.
Amazing.
I don't know anybody who doesn't love it.
You know, they used to get mad at me, though, because I used to tell them our pizza's better. But, like, I'm realistic, though. I'm just like,
Our
it's
pizza's
nice.
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm like, we got real Italians here. I'm just saying, like, I know, like, you're used to people from other states. Like, but I come from Long Island. Like,
Pizza and bagels.
we got good food. Like, so yeah, they used to be so mad at me. They'd be like this, like, stop talking. You don't know what you're talking about. But you know, Italy showed a lot of love. It was amazing. And then it brought me to Spain. Then it brought me to China. China might be.
Yeah, I read that about China.
Yeah, that's probably my
You've
favorite
been
place
everywhere.
to play.
Wow.
China's awesome.
And you were the MVP of the Puerto Rican League 2 times?
I didn't play in the Puerto Rican League.
What I had, someone put that in the notes for the Hall of Fame.
That's
What is that?
They just put me as, like, the player of the year, the Puerto
Okay.
Rican player of the year, like, it's just someone to
I
acknowledge
call
who
that
had
the
a great
MVP.
year overseas. But I haven't played in the Puerto Rican League. I would love to in the future.
But you played in the Olympics
Yes.
for Team Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Okay.
Puerto Rican League is growing, but yeah.
Tell me about that. Tell me about your Olympic experience.
Oh my God,
That
that
had
was
to be
crazy.
awesome.
That's a surreal moment, like just being surrounded by all those athletes. Like, I think Giannis was like my neighbor in the
Really?
yeah, like my dorm room when we stayed in the dorms. My dorm room was right next to Giannis, and then we had Jokic down the hall, and it was just like, yo, like this is crazy. Like, yeah, nah, it was crazy. It was surreal to be like on that floor, like, and it's packed, like fans everywhere. Like, they don't care what team you're on, they're cheering for you. Like, Puerto Rico, we get a lot of love because we got like a lot of energy. Like, we're like one of the crazy teams. Like, everybody just falls in love with us because we're like dancing on the floor and everything.
Nice.
All these other teams, they're like serious. China can't even smile. Like, they got Yao Ming in front of them, and then he's like, don't smile. Don't smile. It's business. That's it. So
Culture.
yeah,
right?
no, that's their
It's
culture though. Yeah,
they're
strict.
very serious about everything.
Yeah. I'm like, it's okay.
The Russians,
smile.
the Chinese, right? In the Olympics, you always
Yeah.
see they're very
Yeah,
hardcore.
can't have fun. They can't do nothing.
Yeah,
So it's
Now, listen, fun and then the opposite of fun. Like, you've been in so many pressure moments,
Yeah.
good and bad. How do you deal with those? How do you deal? I mean, I watched the Olympics. I watched in the last game when they were trying to feed you the ball.
Yeah.
You know, with no time left on the clock, 2 people covering you to try and
Yeah.
make a 3.
Yeah.
Like, it was like impossible. And the pressure. How do you handle that? How do you digest it? How do you take it in and move on to the next time?
preparation. Like, there's no pressure when you're prepared for real. Like, and then when you realize, like, at the end of the game, it's just a game.
Just a game.
It's
There
like,
you go.
you don't lose. Like, so like as I get older, like I just realize like I never lose. I just learn. And when I take it like that,
I love it,
Yeah.
Rel. I love it. Come on now. Were you always that way?
no, I hate. Well, I still hate losing though. I am extremely competitive.
But I don't know, Rod, if you remember this. I know Coach Bass in the room remembers this. I always said the W's and the L's are wins and learns.
yeah,
We don't have losses. We have learns.
exactly.
You know, they are losses. But
Yeah.
as long as they're learns, we understand the
Exactly.
why. We can get better. So it doesn't happen the next time. Yeah. And I think your faith is part of your preparation. And that can
Exactly.
bring you back the next day. And your work ethic. You know, all those intangible things. What do you tell the next 10-year-old girl from Bellport that wants to be Arella Guirantes? What's her path? What are your words to her? Character, training, mindset. Like, you know, there's a lot of those little girls running around. How do you mentor them?
That's a tough question, because I don't really like try to be a mentor. I just try to be transparent, you know. You know,
But is it? I mean, you were coming in the gym when nobody else was.
yeah,
You were staying late at night when nobody. Like, I don't want to put the words in your mouth.
yeah,
But you were doing all those things that if some little girl said, "Hey, you know, I want to be you,"
yeah. It
there's a
takes
lot of things that you can say. Well, these are the things I did,
Yeah.
and none of it is going to guarantee you the WNBA.
Yeah,
But these are all the things that I did that I've seen other players do that made them the best version of themselves.
yeah. Like you said, I would just like emphasize that like there's no traffic in the extra mile. Like, my dad used to tell me that all the time. Like, even if, you know, once I'm finished hooping and I'm playing and I'm thinking I'm done, he's like, all right, now 15 minutes, go run around the gym. It's just like I'm the only one in here and it's quiet, dead silent. He'll even turn the lights off and I'm just like, yo, it's just extra. You're just doing extra for no reason. He's like, there's no traffic in the extra mile. And it's like funny because I just finished a half marathon and I'm running 13 miles. I'm just like, there's no traffic in the extra mile. No traffic in the extra mile.
I love that.
But yeah, I would emphasize that that point. And you gotta be a dog. Like, you gotta want it, because it's kill or be killed. So it's no
Sure.
it's no sugarcoating that point about it. Like, you gotta have that confidence. I tell people, like younger girls, when they do ask me, it's like, it's better to be overconfident now and have somebody dial you down, and you learn along the way tend to be not confident, and someone trying to build your confidence, that's harder to build, like we were talking about earlier.
I couldn't agree
It's
more.
harder to build. It takes a lot to build confidence. And the last point, I would say, like, try everything. Like, everybody knows me from basketball, but like you said, I played volleyball. I did soccer. I played golf. I played the saxophone. I did woodworking. I did chess club. I did everything under the sun. I was a double Dutch world champion before I was even a basketball player. Like, I did everything under the sun, and everything translates to, for me personally. Like, I find ways to be a better basketball player through anything.
Sure.
We can
make the connections, right?
Yeah, we can play tic-tac-toe, and I'm trying to figure it out. Like, that's how competitive I am. So I don't know if everybody's brain is wired that way, but
what do you do to relax?
Me?
Are you playing any golf, or are you doing anything
I am
chill?
playing golf.
Taking a cooking class or something?
I'm playing golf. I roller skate now.
Really? Blades or old school skates?
Old school.
Really?
Yeah, quads.
Wow.
I roller skate. I make music now. Yeah, my brother, he is like an amazing artist and one of my favorite artists ever. And yeah, I learned I didn't suck at making music when I was in college. And yeah, from there, I just been making music.
What kind of music? What are you doing? Are you rapping? Or are you
rapping, singing, gospel?
Writing lyrics?
Yeah,
Doing
mostly
it all?
writing.
Mostly writing?
Yeah.
Wow. I love music and I
Really?
love singing. And you know what I learned really early on? I'm not good at it. People think I am because I fake my way. I do my fake Elvis or the Beatles or something, but really.
As long as you can hold a tune, you're good.
So anyway, let's get back to Arella. Oh, that's awesome. And does that like free your mind, relax your mind, get it away from, because even though I know you enjoy hooping, I know that you do it. I know you enjoy the workouts, but it's still, when it's a business, it's stress and you got to get away.
Yeah.
So music's a little bit of an escape for you?
Yes, for sure. Definitely an escape. And then just have fun with friends. I like being around my family. I like being around my friends. Just doing the craziest things. Just any adventure I can think of.
Sure.
They're like, oh my gosh, she always got something to do every day. They tell me I got to sit down, but
No,
yeah,
you don't.
I'm good. Yeah.
There's plenty of time to sit down in life. You don't have to sit down. Keep rolling.
Exactly.
And what do you want your legacy to be when, 50 years from now, either at Bellport High School or at Rutgers or, Coach O'Neill and I get together? We talk about Arella Guirantes. What do you want people to say? What do you want people to think? Serious, when we all leave this earth, I get invited to a funeral. I say, man, I don't want to go. I didn't like that guy, or, oh man, salt of the earth. Yeah. I want to go there and pay my respect. I love that guy. What a great man or great woman. You know what I mean? What do you want people to say? Hey, Arella Guirantes.
I just want them to say she was exactly who she is.
I love that. I love that because you love who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think she was trustworthy. She was hardworking, diligent, brutally honest sometimes.
It's okay.
But I think also, like, the main thing I want people to say is, like, I wore my heart on my sleeve and I moved with love, and that's it.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, congratulations, Suffolk Sports Hall of Fame. Thank you for sitting down. Great scene. That was awesome. All right, so I got Coach Rodney O'Neill here. Rodney and I are great friends. When I was at Bellport, he was one of my best guys. He coached the girls' basketball team when Arella Guirantes was there, and he probably lived through the best female player and arguably one of the best, because we did have a couple of NBA players back in the day. But when we were there, probably the best basketball player in the whole building, male or female.
No question.
But talk to me about Arella Guirantes and your experience with her.
So I was the coach 3 years prior to really getting there. And I remember the day her dad brought her to me. She was a 7th grader, and I was reluctant to put a 7th grader on a varsity team. And I spoke to you about it. Mm-hmm. And you said it's your decision. And what made me do it, really, because she can play. She was like she said earlier, she was kind of scrawny.
Yeah.
She was lengthy.
Didn't want to get her beat up.
But she was confident. And we put her through some drills, tryout drills, and she had a stroke. She can shoot it, flat out shoot it. And I always say, good shooters make open shots.
Right.
But great shooters, make tough shots. And in tryouts, she did some things that were questionable. But I said, I had a team where we were an average team, weren't that good. And I said, maybe in a couple years, she'll be something special. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you this. During the tryouts, she made a move. And I said, wait, there's something there. She crossed the girl over. She laid up. And she acted like she'd been there before as a 7th grader. So I knew right then and there was something there that was special. And I had her sister on my team, Nay. She was a senior.
Okay.
So my biggest thing socially was like, what's going to happen when we're on the bus going to games?
Sure.
She's on the bus with 10th, 11th, 12th graders. I'm on the front of the bus with the bus driver trying to find out where the gym is. And she's back there in the rear. I'm worrying about the other aspects of the game outside of the floor. And I know you'll be on my back as AD.
I was going to say, that's all I'm worried about.
No question. No question.
I'm worried about that bus.
No question. But I had her sister on my team.
Sure.
And she was tough-spirited, and she was going to protect Arella. So I knew that wasn't question. That was fine. And I remember in 9th grade, we played Bayshore. She was a 9th grader. And she had her biggest game. She had 21 points as a 9th grader. And that was like a breakout game for me, for her, that I made the right decision. Mm-hmm. Because really, I had no idea, a 7th grader on the varsity team.
Sure.
I don't know anyone who did that before. I took a leap of faith, and hopefully it was going to work out. And luckily, her parents were solid. They were coaches. They were always at the games. I had her sister. I even coached her younger sister. So it's weird. I had Arella in 7th grade, her older sister as a senior. And when Arella was a senior, I had her younger sister, Talia, as a 7th grader.
I remember.
So I saw all 3 phases. But Arella just kept getting better. She was already mentally tough. She was always solid. I didn't have to worry about her on the floor. And when she got an opportunity, she didn't give it up.
To have Arella Guirantes, so you can say as the coach, she was mine. I had Arella Guirantes. I was the varsity coach through her entire career. And her career, it might never be matched.
Yeah.
I mean, when I watched her stroke that ball, she could shoot a 3-pointer better than anybody in the school, male or female. Mm-hmm. I mean, there wasn't anybody that could touch her game. And as she grew and as she got older, junior year, senior year, I don't think there was a boy in the building that could beat her.
No.
I don't even know. Was Jarrell? Was he around when you were there?
Towards the end.
Toward the end, right? He was a little bit younger.
Yeah, I used to bully him.
Yeah. But I mean, even Jarrell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I'll tell you this, too. It was like,
wow.
I've been coaching a couple years prior to her, and we always had a motion offense. Arella I had to figure out some things different as a coach. Like, how would I get her the ball? Mm-hmm. And she always wanted the ball. Coach, I need the ball. I need the ball. I need the ball. She would always, I need the ball. Always, I need the ball. All right, we're trying to get you the ball. So we figured out a play called staggered. And stagger was her running off the ball, through several different screens. And when she got the ball again, we screen again. Mm-hmm. So having her go through mazes, they were double and tripling teaming her. When she got the ball in her hands, we had another screen on her. And so it was just trying to find ways to get her the ball.
Sure.
She was a dominant player. And I tell you this too, I always wanted to have a star on the team. The other coaches did. Sammy Perales was solid from Comac. Shamika Center from Smithtown East, it might have been. Smithtown West, rather.
West.
The Doherty girl from SHM East.
Yeah, I remember her.
Bria Hartley from North Babylon. I mean, when Arella came to play, in her years, girls basketball was the top notch.
Right.
Unlike it is right now, like the teams had a star. And it was always nice to say that I had mine too.
Yeah.
When Arella came to play.
Yeah. How many points did you end with?
I'll tell you. So,
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
Because I remember we were at the Shoreham game,
Her
right?
senior year,
When-
34 and 16. Her senior year. That's what she averaged.
Wow.
And she went from
34 points a game.
Suffolk County Player of the Year, Long Island Player of the Year, all Long Island teams. And I'll tell you a story too. So when she was in 10th grade, I believe, 11th grade rather, she made the all-state team, but she was 7th in the state.
Right.
But leading the state in scoring.
And she was 17.
She was 17. So I didn't know why that was happening. So I went to Joe Sipp. I said, Joe, I says, I don't know what's going on, but she's not getting the accolades she deserves when she's leading the state in scoring. He said, nobody knows her. I said, what do you mean? He says, nobody upstate knows her.
It's true.
So
That's
I had
where
to
the
go.
sports writer poll is.
So I had to go to Greg Flynn in Lindenhurst because he was running that team, upstate team or whatever. And he was like, you know what? If she's on my team, the upstate people will see her. And when that happened, she became first team All-State.
Yeah. So that was
Yeah.
off-season team?
Correct. I think they were undefeated up there. She might have. I think she had an injury up there, but still wound up winning.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it was great. Multiple things. So all Long Island. I mean, she did things that was different. I can recall before games, she would shoot by herself. She would have her headset on. The other team would shoot at the other basket. Arella would be at her own basket shooting shots, making sure that she was just ready for the team. And I remember vividly, we played Kings Park over at our place. And Arella didn't play that game. And they beat us by at least 30 points that game. And we had to go play Kings Park, back at Kings Park, their senior night. And she had some memory, like she has now. She didn't forget. And I remember she liked her Chinese food. She's always eating Chinese food on the bus, right? Last person off the bus. And I remember coming off the bus. The girls were coming into the gym. And I remember Tom, Kings Park coach, looking around. Is she here? Is she here? I said, who's here? I'm acting like I didn't know. And he was talking about Arella. And I said, she's here. And she remembers that what you did to us when she didn't play. Arella had her best game against Kings Park, senior night at their place. The balloons were out there. The speeches for senior girls were out there. It was a packed gym. She scored 58 points.
Whoa.
Against Kings Park. That senior game. And I remember
58 points.
She was just so smart. Even back then, as a youngster, she knew every free throw, how many points she had. I don't know how she did it. She was as she was playing, she knew how many points she had. 36 points, 38 points, 42 points. I would hear her like at timeouts. I would hear her whisper.
Check the book.
No, she wasn't checking the book.
No, I'm saying you're like, check the book. How did she know?
And she was registering her head. And at the end, I think she might have been shooting for 60, but she didn't have no time on the clock. But she scored 58 that game.
That is insane. Insane.
Please tell me at the end of that game, you turned to the coach and said, she's here.
Yeah. She just needs to finish her Chinese food. Oh, man. I remember, I think it was at Shore, right? When she scored 2,000. Because I remember traveling over there. We decorated the ball, got it all ready for her, And I remember I called Newsday. And Andy Slauson, he was busting my chops. Because I called him up. I said, hey, man, I got a girl. She's the best player in the state right now. She's going to score 2,000 points. And he goes, I don't care about girls basketball. And he hung up on me. And I was like, what? And then he called me back. He was like, come on. All right. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
And I told him.
And speaking of that 2,000 points.
2,000.
It's a lot of give and take for that 2,000 points to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because there were games where I knew I had to keep her in, even though we were winning by a large margin, 15, 20 points. As a coach, unwritten rule is you take your starters out.
Sure.
But I wanted to make sure that she had an opportunity to get that 2,000. That's the holy grail of basketball at 2,000 points.
Yeah.
That's not going to go away.
And that's a really, really tough decision because in basketball and football, I mean, Newsday will write about it. They'll write about coaches. Hey, this guy runs a score. This guy does this, that. But how do you balance out, how your players earn, what they deserve? Like you and I talked about some of the great Hanson Award football players. And I know that there was conversations about some of the running backs from North Bab, that never left the field. Never left the field, ever. And then we were talking about Dylan, who won the Hanson the year before Liam did. Dylan and Liam, when Dylan was a senior and Liam was a junior, after halftime, they were sitting on the bench. And Dylan still set all the West Hampton records. He led the county in scoring and yards and everything. He didn't play the second half of probably 6 games. Just sat on the bench.
Right.
And if the coach would have said, no, he would have broke every single record probably in the state. Tough decisions to make.
Yeah.
Tough
And
decisions.
you couldn't
to
touch Arella.
No.
Meaning in the game, she was 95% accurate from the free throw line from the stripe. I mean, so if your game plan was a fouler, she was going to drill. She was going to make those 2 free throws.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing, and she would bury those free throws. So she would easily have
She buried
30
threes like I had never seen. Buried 3-pointers from everywhere.
She has the record. She ties the record actually with LaShawn and Garrison. They both have 8 threes in the game.
In one game.
In one game, single game. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's that thunder you were talking about, Rel.
Yes.
But I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad I have you. I am. Anything else, Coach, before we go?
Oh, I'll just say, you know
Arella?
what? I was fortunate to coach her all those years. Every once in a while, I think back at those years. I mean, I remember, too, Boston College came. And I really thought, I was saying to myself, I got called out. So I'm teaching my class, and PA comes over, announcement, and you got to go to McIntyre's office, Boston College here. Boston College get here. I said, Boston College is here for Arella? I mean, those are the type of things that ordinary coaches,
Sure.
who have a star, never happens.
Yeah.
The conversation I have with coaches on the side, about Arella's game, just seeing her develop, to see her now as an adult, is amazing. Because I can see her still that little kid in 7th grade. When I look at her now, I'm looking at her as a 7th grader, as a 10th grader, as a Rutgers star, Texas Tech. She did the same thing at Rutgers. I mean, she's been performing at a high level.
Yeah.
From high school up until now, and nothing has changed. Her demeanor, her character, she's a hooper. She loves the game. I was just blessed for her father to walk in that gym and hand deliver her to me.
Sometimes those things happen. Sometimes they happen.
And if I said to you to close your eyes, hide the sky, please put all your faith in me. And if I said nothing instead, would that bring you to your knees? Do you see imagination as a waste of time, a dreamer's crime, thought at the feet of reality? Reach out, scream out, and I'll be there. There's a prayer. Reach out while you still have hands to set you free and still believe in what you're reaching for. Scream out while you still have a voice. Oh, reach out for me. And if I promise to, I'd find